Hi, good morning. I'm Father Rayappa. Today I'm going to talk about, again, Laudato Si, Pope Francis Encyclical on environment. So today I'm going to talk about the paragraph, the article number 22. So in which Pope is talking about circular model of production. Circular model of production. What he means by that? In short, you see, in nature, they take the raw material and they produce something, and at last they become recyclable and reusable. So Pope is worried about nature doesn't create any waste because nature reuses and recycles everything. There is no waste. Waste is only a delusion in human mind. So now Pope is comparing nature's working with human activity. What is human activity? Producing waste. In fact, in another place in the Encyclical, Pope says humans have become expert in only one thing. What is it, Holy Father? Francis, please tell us. What humans excel? And Pope says, in producing waste. They are the best human beings. So it's funny, at the same time, it's very, very hurting, because look at India, everywhere filth. In fact, Pope uses the same word, the pile of filth. That is the word, the pile of filth everywhere. If you look at the planet, what you see is a pile of filth. So that's a strong word from a pontiff. Usually, Holy Fathers, they don't talk that way, but Pope Francis comes real, and he doesn't want to hide anything. He doesn't want to cover anything under the carpet, and he just spills it out. So Pope Francis is saying, and also he's giving an example how humans produce waste. He takes an example of paper industry. For example, they produce 1,000 tons of paper. Now it is get distributed in newspapers, and we use them, and at last we discard the whole 1,000 tons of paper in the landfill, and we don't recycle it. Pope is telling, why can't we recycle them? When you recycle at least 800 tons, you can reuse and recycle maybe 200 tons. Maybe we may not able to recycle. We can cut few trees to tally the number. But what we are doing, we are discarding the whole 1,000 tons into the landfill, and we go for fresh trees. Again, you cut. So we don't use them. So Pope is telling, why don't you use them and reuse them and recycle them? So in that way, you need not put pressure on the forest, or you need not put pressure on other natural resources. It makes sense, isn't it? So actually, Pope is explaining, he's giving another example from the nature itself. That is food web. Food web. Food web, there are 3 levels or 3 components in the food web. The first is the basic one is the primary producers. This is it. In the food web starts with primary producers, that's plants. These plants, they have something miraculous, something's remarkable about them. They can capture energy from the sun and use carbon dioxide and water to create chlorophyll, the green color, ultimately the sugar. They produce food. So this is the basic of our food web. Without these guys, these smartest creatures, there is no life. They produce so abundantly on our planet. So next comes The herbivore, they are known as primary consumers. This is primary producer, the first at the bottom level. In the middle level, they are primary consumers or herbivore. They eat only vegetables. They eat only leaves or fruits or nuts. And example, rabbits or deer in the forest. So these are the primary producers or herbivore. Then there comes another level known as the carnivore. Carnivore are meat eaters. They eat only meat. There are only two families in the biodiversity. There is dog family, cat family. These animals depend on herbivore. They capture the herbivore, they eat it. So that's the third level. Okay? So primary producers at the bottom, in the middle herbivore, the primary consumers. At the top of the pyramid we have the carnivore, also known as the top predator and also known as the secondary consumers. So now these secondary consumers, they die eventually and they go to the bottom again. Again the resources, they don't consider to be waste, but they are recycled and they are reused. They come at the bottom. Again they become plants. Again they become herbivore and then again become carnivore. Again carnivore dies, comes down, and the decomposes, recycle them, and they become, for example, grass, and then they become deer, they become lion. So in fact in the Lion King, the movie, the Disney movie, the father lion and the son lion, one day they are going for a walk in the forest, and the little fellow, the cub, the lion cub, asked the father, "Father, I have a question." "What is it, my son?" And the son says, "Why do we kill deer? And every day it's gross. We kill them and we hurt them, we drink their blood and we eat them, we are so violent. Why do we do that?" And the father says, "My dear son, that is the process in the universe. There are laws and we need to be respecting them, and there is something we can't grasp, but we are all dependent on each other. I need you, you need me, we need deer, deer needs us. It is called web of life, and we are dependent beings, we are not independent. So we give to each other. So that is how things are. That's the way things are." That is what the father says. And he says, you see, now we are carnivore, we are on the top. I am a lion. Now I am an old lion. So now very soon I'm going to die and I'm going to go at the bottom. In other words, I become grass. Now I tell to deer, "Take it and eat it. This is my body. Now I am a grass." So deer eats me. In other words, deer depends on me. And then I eat him on the top. Lion eats deer. So that lion dies. Again he becomes grass. Then he becomes a deer, and the deer is eaten by a lion. In other words, grass becomes deer, deer becomes lion becomes grass. Again, the whole process goes on. In food web, everybody wants to give to somebody, and everybody wants to be eaten by somebody. To love and get loved. Okay? So grass says, "Take it and eat it. This is my body," to the deer. Deer says to the lion, "Take it and eat it. This is my body," to the lion. And the lion says at last, "Take it and eat it. This is my body," to the grass. So the process goes. This is called the circular model of production. That is the word the Holy Father uses in the paragraph number 22. That is the important word. So this is called the circular model of production. So now I'm going to show you an experiment, a practical. This is the spiral staircase. See here, this. So I'm going to go down and show you the three levels, and you will understand better. So now I'm going down to the bottom level where the grass is. So consider this as a grass, okay? So I am in this level now. So this is the bottom level of the food web. This is a food web primary producers. I am grass now, okay? I am grass. So this is me. So in the food web at the bottom, and without me there is no food web. Without me there is no herbivore, there is no carnivore. In other words, there is no life at all. There is no life at all. This is the circular model of production. Now, I'm grass now, primary producer. I'm going to become primary consumer now to the second level. Watch me. So now, I became now deer. Deer, you know deer? This is deer. So the grass has become deer. So this is called primary consumer or carnivore. This is the second level. Now I want to become lion. So I'm coming to the third level. So now I am a lion. So this is the top of the pyramid. You can call it a top predator. Even though you are in the top level, one day you have to die, isn't it? That's a process, natural process. So you die, again you go to the bottom, you become grass, up, higher, higher. See, all this in all this process, they never have gone out of themselves to bring extra resources. The same material, again and again and again, is being recycled. It's called biomass. Biomass means all the plants, all the terrestrial plants. So this, always they take the same material for the past 4.5 billion years. Can you imagine that? They are so smart. They never go out of their existential realm. Only they recycle. The material belongs to them. Each forest uses only their resource. They never go to another forest and dig and bring out other resources like humans do. So Pope is he observes that nature does it so beautifully, so naturally. And how come humans can't do it? How come humans fail? And we seem to inflate ourselves that we have the greatest brain and we are the smartest species on earth. And how come we goof up in small things like this and we produce waste? Each time when you produce something and then you don't recycle it and it ends in the landfill, and again you run for fresh resources elsewhere. For example, cars. We produce cars, we bring material probably from Australia. We import iron ore, comes here and we produce cars, 1,000 cars, and then after 10 years, 15 years, those cars we find them in the landfill. What Pope is telling is bring those 1,000 cars back and come to and extract the material again, and you can get the same resources, and again you can produce 1,000 cars with the same material. But what we do, last time we went to Australia to bring iron ore. The second, after 10, 15 years, if you want 1,000 cars, you run to China to bring fresh resources. Or after 5, you go to Brazil or you go to South Africa. Each time you go and dig and dig and dig and bring fresh resources. Pope is telling that's not right. It's not acceptable. That's wrong. Circular model of production. Use the same material, recycle it and reuse it. So I think humans have to learn from nature. Nature has got so much to teach us. After all wisdom comes from nature, isn't it? All wisdom comes from nature. Watch out. Learn from them. They are smart. You know why? Because they exist before you. They existed before you. 4.5 billion years. I think these plants, maybe I would say 600 million years, 60 crores. We came just 3.4 million. 35 lakh. Where is 600 million? Where is 35 million? I mean, fantastic. Even Bible says so beautifully in the book of Job, ask the mountains, they will teach you. Ask the birds of the air, they will instruct you. Ask the fish of the sea, and they will give you lesson. All wisdom comes from nature, and nature is so beautiful. And allow nature to flourish. And you can use nature. Don't think that Pope is denouncing you for using nature, but don't abuse nature. You can take whatever it requires for your existence, but don't make a business out of it. And because this nature, this beauty, the rest of the generations, they have to see something beautiful, what God has created. But today what God has created, everything is gone. Only a few pieces of wilderness remains. So those are the pristine creation what God has given to us, and the future generations have to see that original piece of God's creation before we destroy them all. And circular model of production, remember that. And open Laudato Si, chapter 1, chapter 1, in which Pope is asking what is happening to our common home. So in first chapter there is a number called 22, 2. Now you open it and read it, and I think you will understand much better. And Pope is inspiring all of us, and let us thank the Pope, and let's say a small prayer for him. And I wish you all the best, and let us save planet Earth. Thank you.